Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Today we have episode 3 of the State of Art of Conquest videos. Today we have a special video where we are doing an interview. But first, the question of the day is, who is your favorite hero? So down below in the comment section, please let me know who your favorite hero is. If you feel super enthusiastic and you want to let me know why that's your favorite hero, please let me know that as well. I'd be super interested, and you can earn a shout out in the next video. So before we do the shout out from yesterday, let's first introduce our guest. Our guest, who people have been guessing, and speculation has been rampant all through Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace. It has been everywhere. We broke the internet with this one. Nobody has figured it out, but today we have a player that I highly respect. I look up to you for guidance in the game, and I am happy to have them on here. Their name is AHS.
Pray hands, pray hands.
How are you doing today, AHS?
I am doing well. Doing well.
Awesome. So before we fully jump in, the shout out from yesterday is from Cleo Shining Moon. And Cleo Shining's Moon question for AHS is, do you sell your bathwater?
Yes, I sell my bathwater, but I only take a bath once a year. And in order to obtain this bathwater, you must send Chan nudes.
Interesting. So it sounds like you have to send Chan nudes in order to obtain AHS's bathwater that comes once a year.
I mean, I shower, come on, but a bath, it's a special thing. So that's just once a year.
Is there a bubble bomb involved or no
I don't even know what that is.
Awesome. So do you want to give us a little background, where you're from, who you are, that type of stuff?
Yeah, do you want the in-game version or the real-life version?
Let's go with
I know, I'm
in-game.
just kidding. I'm originally from Server 1. I started playing way over 2 years ago. I'd have to look at how many days, 800 some days, I think. Let's see.
Wow.
815 days, or 825 days, sorry. And I started on Server 1, which was pretty brutal, and got more brutal. And then I moved to Server 40 recently, and my name changed to AHS. I won't say what my name was on Server 1 because I think 888 is still looking for me. But let's just say it had 3 characters. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, I've been playing for a long time, and I enjoy the game still.
That is awesome. Well, we are lucky to have you here on Server 40, and you did a fantastic job carrying us in Clash of Fate, or I should say me. You carried me very hard, led us to victory.
Yeah, I did not do all of the carrying. I helped, a little bit, and I just recently moved to light blue, so sorry, Blood Moon. I moved to light blue. Blood Moon is in dark blue. But I flip-flop. I'll probably flip-flop between these 2 colors for the next year or so. And that's the same type of gameplay I had on Server 1, which was just going between 2 or 3 colors, helping them win Imperium or certain events with certain people and whatever. So
that is awesome. Well, we are lucky to have you in the alliance. So what is it okay to ask for a rough idea of where your core power is around?
yeah, I mean, my core power right now is 2.6 or 2600 and 33.
Wow, that is a very very nice core power. Now, do you think that core power alone is a way to rate a player, or what other variables do you think are involved in assessing whether or not another player is quote unquote good or a well?
I mean, core power is money and time. I would say that's the equation there. It's literally how much money have you spent over what period of time. Time helping you, I guess, gain literal experience for heroes in the game and skins that would help and research especially. Even with the boost they did recently to players that were like, above server 1000 or something, it's not going to make up for someone playing 90 days before you even started. So I've been playing a really long time. That's half of the reason why my core power is so high. And then obviously I spend money. So that's why it's around 2.6K, but that's half of like the top core power in the entire game, which is I think around 5,300 now or something. And that guy's on server 1 or 5,200. So I'm literally half of his or her, I don't know who it is exactly, of their core power. But I think if you are judging another person, because it is judging them, you would need a reason to judge them. So if you want to say someone's good or not, you need to at least duel them and see if you can beat them. Because if you're saying someone's not good and you can't beat them in a duel, what does it say for your power of judgment? Not very much. But I think core power is a good indicator at where that person might be. But you could have someone that sold their account and they just got like a 3K account and some super rich kid or something bought an account like that. And they're terrible. They don't know anything about the game, right? Like, why would you even buy an account then? But I guess that is a possibility. So I would not always believe core power. And the other thing about core power is I think it is the troop research only contributes to your core power to a certain point, and then it stops contributing. Mm-hmm. It's either that or hero. I can't remember which one it is. Doesn't really matter. One of them stops contributing after a certain point. So they could be completely maxed out, and then their core power is kind of, lying to you. They're actually way more powerful than the core power because their troop or hero research is completely maxed. So it's a good litmus test, but you have to duel someone to actually say if they're good or bad.
Nice, and that makes a lot of sense. A little part of me dies every time I get messages from people suggesting how to boost up their core power the most, because I've never seen it as that number specifically determines everything in your gameplay. Like I think that there's so many aspects put together. Like you were mentioning how between the troop or the hero research, whichever one it is, I just see from comments and stuff way too many people getting hung up on solely the number and trying to make the number bigger without necessarily understanding all of the finer intricates that make up that number.
Yeah, and I didn't even mention like when you do duel someone, if your gear sucks and you didn't farm honor, you're probably going to lose no matter what your core power is. I mean, unless it's at like 5K or something. But assuming you're at 5K or 4K and you can beat almost anyone, you probably have decent gear at that point.
Absolutely, gear is a big thing, and that's why you're always on me for honor. So, moving on to the next thing. If you had to pick a favorite hero, who would you say is your favorite hero or set group of heroes in the game?
I have saved up so much of the what are the hero scroll things called? Let's see. Skin scrolls. So of the skin scrolls that I was able to buy Mako, and that is aesthetically my favorite hero. I think in the game too, he's pretty badass. He crushes people. Besides Jox, it's Mako or Valari, and that's just for DPS output. In sports and in life, I'm pretty aggressive. I always played offense. I never played defense. So like that grouping of high DPS heroes are my favorite. But I think aesthetically speaking, and because it took so long to get all the skin scrolls, the Mako character and skin, the whatever retro or digital Mako is the one I like.
Nice. That's awesome. That's the one I've saved up for as well because it just looks so cool.
Yeah, it not only looks cool, it's the only hero that skin gives him a percentage of damage and max health. It's not like +5 might and command. It's actually +5% damage and max health. So it is the best bang for your buck, I would say.
That is absolutely awesome. So I think that leads us perfectly into the next question. If there was no meta in the game, which I know it is impossible, but If you had to pick a favorite race to play, which race really like speaks out to you, or that you wish maybe you could play regardless of their efficiency?
Um, Lich is my favorite race to play, regardless of proficiency. I mean, they suck in all of the events for speed and all that, but I just like how that you can just throw all these bronze and silvers at walls and just like steal everyone's resources, and then just build all of their, rebuild all of the skeletons in a few seconds. That's why I like that race. Again, it's mostly offensive, right? And I think they actually do have a fantastic garrison defense as well now, especially with the tier 13 and 14 troop research. The Lich Wall has really improved massively.
That is awesome. That's not what I was going to guess, but I mean it makes sense for the reasons you put out. And I'm torn between these next two. I think we'll do this one first. If you could handcraft your absolute perfect dragon for PvP, so strictly for PvP, your ideal go-to dragon, everything's blessed, everything's perfect. What would it look like for you?
It would be really difficult to decide that. I would have to ask you a question and then make a decision. Um, am I playing a particular race when I have to pick this dragon? Or can I pick any race, like the meta question? Should I go with like Lich, for example? Like if Lich and there was no such thing as meta, and then pick a dragon? Because my dragon is definitely going to depend on the race.
Absolutely. So, um, let's go with right now as if you're playing
Okay.
Lich.
If I was playing Lich and assuming the new hero that comes out is going to help Lich massively, especially with magic damage, I would pretty much go with the exact dragon I have right now, barring one ability. So let me pull it up and I'll just start reading it off.
Your dragon is awesome, and I can put the overlay up so people can look at it
Okay.
as well. The topaz one.
Yeah, the Topaz one, exactly. So, Topaz Dragon, level 55. I actually got really lucky with the stats on it too. It's got 103 might, could have some more magic, 74, 92 stamina, and 81 command. But the abilities are the more important part, and I don't have one of the abilities blessed, and that one is actually the one that I would change. So I would use Magic Swell, Lightning Rod, Arcane Blessing. Those are all blessed, and then the Greater Hyper Beam I would not use. That is on my current dragon. I would not use that. I would use Thunderclap and Blessed. Blessed Cosmic Storm, Blessed Electric Field, Blessed Electrified, and the Blessed Hero Predation. That is for Lich at least, and especially with the new hero coming out with the magic damage increase or magic resistance reduction, whichever way you want to look at it. That dragon is going to be meta, I'm pretty sure.
That is an absolute beast of a dragon. As you guys can see from the background, I'll have one of the Coliseum fights up where AHS and I had a friendly fight, and that dragon is featured there doing almost as much damage as his Jax. It's absolutely terrifying.
And I still lost.
But if this was PvP, he would have dominated me probably in 3 out of 4 stats easily. One of which would definitely be magic. So there's also that to consider as well. When it comes to the void, whereabouts are you in the void, and do you have any very general tips to people that are just starting off in the void?
Sure. So if you're just starting off in the void, borrow troops, borrow one turtle, golden turtle, maybe as high level as you can possibly get. I guess anything's better than nothing. And get some. I guess it depends on the level the void level you're going for. I would go for survivability troops because I think most of the beginning void levels you have like an option of 2 ways to beat it, like no deaths or 3 heroes or within a certain amount of time or something like that. So I would probably go for 2 survivability type frontline high damage output troops, and then a turtle if you're not racking already. So that's if I was beginning. It gets very specific in the void when you get to the higher levels, and you need to know how to beat the higher levels with certain types of formations. Yes, you can augment them a little bit, but yeah. The other thing I would mention is that you'll probably do really well in most void levels if you have a human predation dragon. There's very few, they're few and far between where it's like all lich or all mech or something like that. The majority of them are human based, so you'll probably get pretty far if you have a dragon like that. And where I am in the void,
Nice.
I have perfected up to void like 140, and right now I'm working on beating it. I'm 11 seconds off of beating perfect void 140. So hopefully near the end of this week I should get it.
That is absolutely awesome. Congratulations for making it up that high. That's some pretty cool stuff, man.
Oh, thank you.
And then for the generalized tips, I'll try and paraphrase it, summarize the best I can. Please let me know if I missed anything. Human pred dragon seems to help out for the majority of stages. Turtle helps out. Honestly, if you have the time and you're starting out in the game, make a turtle alt account right now. Like after this video, watch this all the way through. But after the video, go start a second account as a turtle alt. Maybe even consider a third for a mana worm alt, but we'll cover that in another video. A turtle can help you out so much in the void, in PvP, during your sieges, and having that alt account to access it. And also to borrow troops as you move through the void. We have housemates, and different people can specialize in different things, and I think it's also important to remember in the void that each void level is its own specific level, and sometimes we might have to change up our races or strategies, especially with like 120 to 140.
Yeah, I would also say most of the void levels ability, you can beat those easiest as lich. Still beat them as other races, just very, very easy to do those as lich.
That's huge. That is huge. And for the Dragon Abyss, where are you in the Dragon Abyss, and do you have any generalized tips for people probably in the later stages of the Dragon Abyss, where people kind of seem like they're just slamming into a wall?
Yeah, I'm on. I don't know how to read it. I think I'm trying to beat 539 right now, so I've gotten through 538. That's why it shows we're all, there's like 10 people at 538 on our server realms, but I'm trying to beat 539. It's extremely difficult. There's an entire front line of spearmen that are like level 29 or some craziness, and then behind them there's, I think there's some lich and there's some angels, and I mean it's a crazy level. Actually, I'm sorry, I retract that statement. There's an entire front line of spearmen. Then there's an entire line of the sylph mana worms, and then behind them there's 3 angels, and I think there might be something in between the angels. I don't really remember, but it's horrible. It's horrible. So the trick about the abyss, there's a couple tricks, but the main trick is because your Avalon and your Elena and Virion can summon troops that are human, you need to change to the human race to beat a lot of the abyss levels, especially towards the end, at least of this saga. So like before, when it ended at whatever 300 something, again, it was like you had to be human. Now we could breeze through those because of the hero levels up to 60 now, but now you cannot beat these levels without at least either some level hero or level 60 heroes, or being the human race. So when you summon those troops, they get all the benefits from your human temple research, right? So that is the main trick of the abyss. The other tricks are so for Elena, there's a special trinket that allows her to summon 10 of, instead of 9 of 9 ability points in cavalry, you can have 10 of 9. Same thing for the archer, same thing for the swordsman. So that's another trick. I didn't use those for like the last 3 levels because in 2 of those levels I didn't even summon troops. It was mostly doing some work with Avril, to be honest with you. She crushes in some of these void levels, and almost all of like the last few difficult ones, the only way I got by was by like fearing off the people. So I would use Gazul, 10 of 9, Fearsome Aura, and like Avril, and I'd put the codex on her. So when I would just rain the ice stuff, she would just take no damage and things would get feared. And that was really the only way I beat them. And then a couple times I would have to do the like corralling of the troops with her ice wall. But that was really it for the past few difficult ones. But this one I'm stuck on. I have killed an entire side off, but I just lose too much DPS before I get to the other side. So I got to figure something out.
Awesome. Well, that sounds huge, and the summoning troops and gearing up the heroes properly, going to human, and I think the Abyss really brings up a lot of creativity when it comes to hero mechanics.
Oh yeah, and the dragon too, right? So if you're against an Abyss that's mostly human, use a humanoid dragon, or if it's mostly magical creatures, magic creation dragon. If you're really stuck on it.
Awesome. Well, before we move into the last segment, I guess the last major question is if there's one piece of advice that you have for people just starting out in the game, brand new, they stumbled onto the channel a few days ago, they started the game maybe a week ago, which I think in yesterday's video, there's 2 or 3 people in the comments that started the game within the past couple of days. Which is awesome that they found a resource like this that early on. Hopefully that saves them some headaches. But from a smart, talented, and longtime player such as yourself, do you have any particular advice for people just starting out now?
Yeah, I mean, I would use the community and ask questions if you don't know something. Really, you could play any race, do what makes you happy. But I think if you want to get somewhere fast or farm things quickly, Lich is very easy to just throw skeletons and you can build them very quickly with not very many resources. Whereas if you were to use something like Sylph and 4 of your trees died, you'd be sitting there for 3 days waiting for trees to be created. So I would suggest either going like Racken, Human, or Lich in the beginning. End game is more on you can choose whatever you want, I guess, but the longer created troops like Sylph or Dwarf is making a little bit of a comeback. But I do have a feeling with the next patch and the next hero coming out that Lich, my favorite non-meta race, might make a comeback. And that's why I'm gearing up with magic and using the particular dragon, just getting used to it.
Nice. So hopefully that helps you guys that are just starting out, and it says a lot about AHS's mindset, being further along in the game of trying to stay on the curve or ahead of the curve, ideally of the changes coming. So the last segment I usually do, and it is what is our least favorite thing for the week, whether it's been something that's been going on in game or a change that's coming down the line. And then the flip side of that, and we always try to end on a positive note on this channel, is what was our favorite thing during the past week. So today, for the first time ever, we're going to pass that on over to a guest. So, Mr. AHS, what was the least favorite experience or change that occurred in the past week for you in Art of Conquest?
So for me, and if this is not true entirely because the patch notes aren't actually out yet, but unofficially, I had heard that there is a dragon like health increase coming. So I actually had 7 divine eggs waiting to be opened, and I opened up all of them already, and I don't think that any of those dragons are going to get the health increase. Now, I may be completely wrong, and they will, and I hope they retroactively increase the dragon's hit points. But if they don't, that sucks, because that was 7 dragons, and actually one of them I'm using, and it's the electric one that I'm using. The Zap one. I don't know what to call it. I'm calling its dragon name is Face Melter. So because it just seemed appropriate. I played guitar, and we would always joke about playing some lick that would melt faces, and this is my dragon that melts faces.
Oh my god. I hope that's retroactive to it. I think that will be very disappointing for a lot of people if
And
it's
then
not.
my own personal least favorite thing that happened was that I left Blood Moon. So
Oh,
yeah.
well, we will miss you here. Luckily, if AHS ever decides to go rogue, don't you worry, fam. OGC will defend us by buying us about 30 seconds.
No.
Actually, I hope we can duel in the future because even the times that you can learn the most is in a loss, even if it seems overwhelming. If you lose in a PvP or if you win against a respectable foe, go through the replay, look at the opponent's gears, where they place certain artifacts, look at their positionings and everything else. So it if I went up against AHS and lost within the first 15 to 20 seconds, which I mean, OGC Nemo will be jealous of you for that fact. So if that was the case, I could still learn a lot from it. So yeah, we will definitely miss you here at Blood Moon, but you're stone throw away across the map.
Yeah, well, it's literally the complete opposite side of the map. But like I said, from server one, I flip flopped around, not advantageously or selfishly, but to help a particular person on that team, or multiple people on that team, or the whole house to achieve something. So I plan on doing the same thing here. My initial intent of moving to the server was actually to go to light blue where it was orange before. So now was just the time to actually fulfill that promise that I made to Bob and the team.
Awesome, awesome. Well, nonetheless, I'm glad you're on the server. It's great to have you as a resource and/or a friend, first and foremost. So, the last thing before we close out this video is, what was your favorite thing from this past week through Art of Conquest?
This interview right here was my favorite thing. No, it's good. I'm being serious. I think that being able to express my game style, gameplay, and ideas and help younger players is my favorite thing that I've done this week in the game. I've also been traveling, so I haven't been able to play the game that much. I've more so like been half AFK playing, but yeah, I think this interview this week is my favorite thing I've done here.
Nice. That is awesome. And to thank you for coming and saying yes. By the way, that's huge. And also just so people are aware, a lot of the information, the ideas, not all of it, because there's so much stuff that I put out there where I might not have 100% of the information. And guys, I play human. That's my go-to race. I'm also human, which means I make tons of mistakes. That's evident in all of my videos. So but where I go to kind of brainstorm ideas, theory craft, or maybe the people that I listen to are people like AHS. So I'm very happy to have them around and available for a resource. And what's shared that's appropriate is then taken and hopefully then passed on to you guys. So some of the stuff I put out is my own thoughts, my own mistakes, my own stuff, and then there's deeper portions that will come from other players, such as AHS, where hopefully that gets passed on to you guys. So whether it's directly from him or indirectly from him, or both, he's an awesome member of this community, and we're very lucky to be able to get a snapshot inside his mind.
Well, thanks a lot for all those lovely comments, sir.
Hey, and anytime, please don't send me to the Capitol. So on that note, guys, please like, subscribe, check out the information down below. There's a Patreon if you want to help out an unemployed YouTuber. There is a Discord information down there, so if you guys want to chat, if you guys want to check out merchandise for get like a hoodie like this, they're super comfortable. Go for it. The most important thing is please like, subscribe. If you know people that are just starting out that need to know how to increase their gold cap or the very basics of PvP, or want to see some maybe slightly higher end or end game gameplay, probably not the top tier, but you know, pretty decent. Send them in this direction. Pass it along. The information for my alt account will be in the description. So if you want to join the OGC community chat, there's people in there such as AHS or the infamous Toby. They're all in that chat, so you'll have an opportunity to say hi. Everyone's busy, but if people are around and active, I think that they might respond and be able to say hi. So until next time, guys, please take care, have a wonderful day, and stay safe in Nor and or Drake.